Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come out, and I know many of you, like myself, are still suffering over the loss of our friend Richard. But I can hear Richard saying, "You got work to do." So, with that in mind, I thought I would share a few things with you. Uh, Brenda and I, the last couple days, we had the opportunity to meet almost all his family and friends and people from the Royal Oak area, Detroit area that have known and loved Richard all his life, and it was healing. We spent a lot of time with them, hearing their stories, some of the stories that I'd never heard, and but there was always a common theme. They always everybody told me, how much Richard loved the snowman cam and how much he loved all the people associated with it, which we all know that. But it was a beautiful service for him yesterday, very fitting. His two daughters, Lisa and Gina, did a fantastic job with the eulogy. I wish I would have recorded it, but at the time, it just didn't feel proper. But boy, it really took you through his life, and very, very well done. And I just want to kind of take you back a month or so, just before Richard went in for surgery. Brenda and I went down to spend the day with Richard and his wife Jean, and of course we took them all the cards down that we had at that time, and we just had a great day together. Richard was so upbeat, looking forward to getting the surgery on and getting it over with, and getting back to normal, getting back to work. And we spent the day. We had lunch together. We just stopped at a lot of little shops that Richard would shop at, and bought some outfits for Gigi and Woody here, and just had a pretty much normal day. And one of the last conversations that we had, well, first I should probably tell you, I think most of you know there's a pond, just a little garden pond on the other side of the house that Richard and I built. And every spring he would come up and we would clean it out and get all the leaves out of it and scrub it all down and put fresh water in it, which I've done. And the wildlife obviously enjoy it. Birds drinking, squirrels, chipmunks, even the bears would take baths in there. And it was something that was pretty important to Richard. In the last conversation we had, he talked about, in which we had talked about for a while, now that we had the new cam in October, of moving the pond over here so people could get a chance to see it. Brenda and I can look out our window and we can see everything going on over there, but nobody else really gets a chance to see that. And so we talked about we're going to get this pond going, and we were going to do that. We were hoping we could do it this summer. So in our last conversation, Richard told me, he said, I'm just going to be in here 10 days at the most. I'll be fine. We'll get up there. We'll start making plans. And then Richard said, oh, and by the way, I'm paying for it. So Richard, I said, no, Richard, you're not paying for it. I said, yeah, we want you a part of it. We want you to help in the planning. You can come up and help, definitely, but you're not paying for it. Oh, yes, I am. I am paying for it. I said, no, Richard, you're not paying for it. You'd have to know Richard to know how that conversation went. But I assured him that I just wanted to let him know that when we put that pond in, I was going to name it after him. And of course he said, no, you don't have to name it after me. And I said, yeah, but Richard, for everything you've done here, that I think that would be very fitting. And you just, well, whatever you want to do, but we're putting that pond in. I said, all right, that's what we're going to do. So, needless to say that that plan changed. The good Lord had a different idea, but one thing that I know is really going to help me, just like it helped me to start working on the pond over there, is we're going to go ahead and build that pond, and it's going to be nothing short of spectacular in fitting, in keeping with what Richard has done for this site. I really want to do something very, very nice. Talked with many of his family members and friends. They thought it was just an absolutely great idea. We're also going to plan a memorial around it. Again, a lot of these plans are still in the works. I don't have dates or anything like that. But the main thing is the pond. And his family actually took it upon themselves, and I think many of you have seen it, that they said, in lieu of flowers, they'd like people to donate towards this pond, which we have received. We received a little over $1,000 already towards this pond. And Brenda and I are going to start contacting some professional companies, because this isn't something that we want to do ourselves. We want to make sure that it's done right. We want a proper pump in it, something that can have a waterfall so you can hear it and see it. We want it big enough, to Richard's request, to make sure that a bear can get in there and take a bath. So that'll be part of it for sure. We're also going to I want it set up so the animals can walk up and walk into it. Birds, so they can bathe. So we need a shallow end too, so the squirrels and raccoons and possum and porcupine can all walk up and take a drink, without fear of falling into a deep pond. But we also wanted to have a deep section too, because Brenda thought it would be nice to have some fish and some turtles in there. And so again, we need to talk to some people who really know about this, because we want to make sure that it's something that will work here. Something that can continue to have good, healthy water in it, and also be able to grow plants, or we just want to see what our options are going to be. But I want to make sure that it's going to be very fitting for Richard, and it's probably going to be right back in this area. We'll have to take a look. I don't know if we're going to need to take some trees out or some stumps, but whatever we need to do, we're going to make sure that it's nice. We're also going to have a bench there, that will be in memory of Richard, and have the name on it, Richard's Pond, and it'll be a place for folks when they stop by that they can sit down and just kind of take in and see really Richard's creation here, what he's worked on for so many years, and I think people will really enjoy that. You can actually sit here and see the wildlife, and most of them will come in even when you're here. So I just wanted to share that. I'll be putting some more information out on Facebook. I hope you got a chance to see. I posted in the last couple of days just a couple of photos from Richard's visitation and from the funeral yesterday. Really nice. Richard was a Navy veteran, and so of course they were there and put on a very nice memorial for him at the end of his funeral. Again, very, very fitting of somebody of Richard's caliber. So anyways, like I said, I think this is going to help me kind of come out of my funk. I apologize. Obviously, I haven't been around here too much lately. It's been tough. But I know Richard wants us to get back to work, so that's what we're going to do. So I'll post some links, but now if you'd like to be a part of building this Richard's Pond, you can go ahead and donate through the normal process on snowmancam.com. And I'll put some other links. I'll make it easier for people to find, so they can do it. And then if you do, if you do it through online, just be sure to note that it's for Richard's Pond. if you want to send a donation to our P.O. box, just write on it for Richard's Pond. I'm going to keep track of it. I'm going to build a separate page. It'll be in Snowman Cam, but I'm going to build a page so first of all we can see everybody who is going to be a part of this, and we'll also post pictures of progress and what's going on, and let people know what we're finding out, and just so you can be a complete part of it from start to finish. And that page I also want to put more information about Richard and things that he's done, and I tell you, I've really appreciated, and I know the family has too, all the tributes on our Facebook page. They've been just absolutely exceptional. People were actually looking at them yesterday. We had a luncheon at Richard's daughter and son-in-law's restaurant, and people were looking at the videos there, and were just amazed at what some of the people have done in such a short amount of time in gathering pictures and information, and they thought that just really caught the essence of Richard and his relationship here at the Snowman Camp. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all the well wishes. As you can imagine, I'm behind in answering people, processing some of the orders that have come in, and I just want to let you know those will all be taken care of. We will be sure. Jean still has all the merchandise and everything at her house, but we're going to transition that over to take care of it. We certainly can't expect Jean, Richard's wife, to continue. Richard just spent a tremendous amount of time ordering items, designing items, packaging items, shipping items. Just it was a labor of love for him, and it's time for us to step that up. In fact, actually, it was kind of nice. I got a chance to meet a lot of the people that Richard gathered around him down there to do the things for the Snowman Camp. I got a chance, for instance, to meet the guy who did the final design on our logos, which Richard came up with the concept, the ideas, but this gentleman was the final graphic artist who actually did things like put the little lines in the hat and just do the things to just really make it stand out, choose the colors and things. So, and I never realized that. I never realized who that person was. So I got a chance to thank them for all their work. I got a chance to meet the gentleman who did all the printing of the T-shirts and so much of the printing that Richard would do. And this gentleman, Richard would put an order together, and then maybe a couple more orders would come in, and the guy had already started on it, and he would run over there and stop the presses, if you will, so we could have this guy add some more stuff to it, and he always did. And it was kind of fun to hear the stories from all these different people that said Richard would just drive him crazy with this stuff. He wanted everything to be perfect. He wanted it to be right. He wanted it to be out on time. And but they knew how much he loved it, and they certainly were glad to do that. All of them shared their names and phone numbers with me and said that they would be happy to continue working on these items. So I'm certainly glad to hear that, because Richard, he literally handled all that stuff. He didn't want me to be bothered with any of it, and so I really didn't even know who did all this stuff. I just knew Richard was my guy, and when he came up with an idea, he followed through and he got it done. So again, that's given me the drive now to take on this pond project, and we're gonna get it done. We're gonna get it going, and watch for the website, and I'll post a link to it too on our Facebook pages too, so you can get a chance to follow along. I think it'll be fun for everybody to see the progress. Part of it too is I want to make sure that it's lit up, so everybody can see it, even at night. So there's going to be a lot going into it. It's not going to be just a standard backyard garden pond. It's going to be something, again, very fitting for Richard. And what a tribute. And I'm just so looking forward to getting that up and running and start seeing the wildlife use it. And I know Richard's going to be watching us. He's going to be helping us. And that was the funny thing about when I think back that last little argument we had when he insisted he was going to pay for it and I insisted no he wasn't. I have a feeling Richard has now gotten the last laugh, because I'll guarantee I know Richard had a way to get to people's hearts, and even in death I know he's going to motivate people to help get this thing built. Not because of him and not because it's a tribute to him, but because how important the wildlife was here, and having a good source of water year round here is important. Wait a second, this truck goes by. I have no idea what that is. It'd be nice if it was the pond all in a package, but I know it's not. So again, I apologize for not being available here. As you can imagine, it's been so tough. I know it's been tough for everybody out there, but we're gonna find strength in this. Richard was a man of faith, so I know exactly where he is right now, and I know he's gonna continue to help. And there's just so much more I want to tell you, but I'll share that as time goes on with the details. So I'm going to take off now. I know I didn't announce when I was going to come out here, because to tell you the truth, 5 minutes before I was going to come out here, I didn't think I was going to be able to come out here, so I didn't want to say anything. But I'm hoping somebody will go ahead and grab this and put it on Facebook for all to watch. I'm sorry, I should give the P.O. Box for maybe some of the new people that would like to help with the pond. Our P.O. Box is 888 Gaylord, Michigan, Gaylord, Michigan, 49734. And again, if you could just note on that for Richard's Pond. And if we get to the point, because I have no idea, what something like this would cost, but if we get to the point where we receive more than enough donations to cover it, the rest of it obviously will go into continuing to provide food and keep everything up and running. I know some people were concerned that maybe the camera would go away. Absolutely not. This camera is here to stay as long as I'm on this earth, that's for sure. And Richard has put so much into this that there was just no way we'd shut it down. I've got to step my game up here and try to do even more to try to fill his shoes. So the camera will be here. Everything's pretty much going to stay the same, except for that beautiful fountain. It's going to be a beautiful pond with probably a fountain and waterfall in it. That'll probably be the only changes. All right, I am going to take off. Got a very full day today of meetings and other things going on, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be working on the website. I'll be trying to get back to everybody. It may take a while, but I just want you to know I've seen everything that you've sent, and I appreciate that. And I know I'm way behind in updating the website and thanking people who have contributed to keep this thing going. I'll get caught up on all that over the next few days. So that being said, it looks like we're okay. It looks like there's food in all the feeders. And this is a female grosbeak right there that just took off. Nice to see them. So I will be back. I hope wherever you're watching us at from around the world, that you're safe and you're comfortable, that you're in good health, and hope that you're continuing to heal from this terrible loss we've suffered with the death of Richard. So, but let's band together like we always do. We've been a great community for a long time. Richard built that community, and let's show him what we can do for him. So take care, everybody, and I will see you later.